Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hernando Tiger Football. And Brad, tonight we got a water polo match. It is wet out there tonight.
Yeah, Heath, the remnants of Hurricane Francine blowing through the greater Hernando metropolitan area tonight. Going to make for a challenging game. Both teams are going to have to manage a lot more than they normally would. It can certainly have an impact on the outcome, and whichever team is most prepared is going to come out on top.
Well, as the 80 said by Crowded House, take the weather with you. Brad, you were in the Pacific Northwest. You brought this back with you, didn't you?
Heath, I cannot confirm that. We were out in Seattle a couple of weeks ago. I apologize for missing the game, but beautiful weather out there, 58 degrees in the morning, 78 degrees in the afternoon, sunny skies. I did not bring this weather back. This is tropical weather that we've got here. Tigers take the field tonight, hosting the Golden Wave from just down the road, 100 miles down I-22 in Tupelo. Number 3 team in the state, according to our friends at Mississippi Gridiron, Capital Sports Mississippi. They bring in an unblemished 2-0 record. They beat Whitehaven in the opening game and came to DeSoto County last week and beat South Haven by a score of 44-13. Their second trip to DeSoto County in 7 days. So they're certainly no stranger to playing on the road, and expect a good matchup here tonight. Again, a very powerful team, a traditionally strong team, but I know Coach Steve McCann of the Hernando Tigers is going to have them ready to play tonight, and I'm excited for what we're about to see here.
Well, Brad, we mentioned it is wet. We have gotten reports that there is standing water there in the field. The field is draining as best as you can. This field has always drained very well, but with that being said, it has been a mess. If you live here in Hernando, we don't have to explain it to you. If you're tuning in and watching and haven't been around Hernando here this past week, as Brad mentioned, Hurricane Francine is just basically sitting on top of us right now. And it's been hard rain, and now it's been a slow drizzle. And so with that, expect some fun things. Brad, let's go over our keys to victory. We want to thank our sponsor for the keys to victory tonight, and we'll go over that right now.
Well, Heath, our offensive key to victory tonight is win the upfront game. Keep your block, make your block, hold your block. Good stuff starts and ends with the offensive line when you've got the ball on offense. Going to need to keep their defensive line out of the backfield. Going to have to open up holes in the running game. So maintain your blocking. Our defensive key to the game tonight, one word, contain. You got to contain the big play. The Tupelo has a big play capability, and you have to limit that. Tupelo loves to run outside zone, according to Coach Steve McCann. So you want to keep them boxed in and contained, stay outside, use the boundary as an extra defender. And our third intangible key to the game tonight is just go get better and manage the field conditions. Teams who execute in these type of conditions are the teams that are successful. So just rely on your coaching and execute on your plays, and you'll be fine.
Well, Brad, Tupelo just missed winning a state championship last year. They are a heavy favorite to win the state championship this year. This is an extremely talented team with a lot of senior leadership. And there we go. We see the wet ball in conditions right there. Ball slips out and blocker falls down. And I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight. So we can thank Hurricane Francine. And right now the Tigers are going to start on the 17-yard line.
Yeah, Heath, Sean Scott on the return there of the opening kickoff, as you said. He looking up into the rain, I'm sure doesn't help, along with the wet ball. Dropped it, what did manage to pick it back up and get about a 10-yard return. Tigers take over 1st and 10, first play of the game from their own 16-yard line.
After the snap, we'll go over our starters of the game tonight. Nice little end around. Cat back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe picked up 2 there. Brad, tonight, our starters, we're starting with Jordan Van Avery, the junior, at center. At right guard, we got Jalen Wilkins, the senior. At right tackle, we got Jackson Holloman, the sophomore. At left guard is Kyle Weathers, the senior. At left tackle is the junior, Ben Barnett. And our wide receiving core tonight, Lane Robertson, Cooper Campbell, Garrett Liston, and Reed Gapin. And tonight, our running backs, we were seeing right now, number 23, Terrence Walton. Saxon Douglas was going to be a game time decision. He's not out there right now. We might see him later tonight. And, of course, quarterback Brennan Overstreet. That's tonight's starters of the game. Flag on the play. And this does look like in the area of Fulton, Brad. It looks very... Wait, we're here, 3 plays in, and the field's starting to tear up.
Yeah, of course you had you had warm-ups out there, and the center of the field always takes the biggest beating, and you can definitely see the field here at Anthony Jenkins, Tiger Stadium. Anthony Jenkins Field has a crown on it, so I'm sure it drains well, but you just can't sustain the type of rain that we've had here in the past couple of days and expect the field to, an all-grass, natural turf like this to hold up. So that was indeed holding, as you indicated, Heath. Looks like that they did decline it. It's going to bring up 4th down, and the Tigers are going to move into a punt formation.
Brad, it's a little bit of an eerie feeling tonight. Of course, we know what the weather was. We knew it was going to be all day and for most of this week, but there's no football games in the end zone with the youngsters, and there's no snow cone machine. A punt was partially blocked there. The ball will roll down to about the 27-yard line. So, Brad, it looks like it was going to be about a 22-yard kick right there.
Yeah, Heath, as you said, Tupelo got good penetration and managed to get a hand on the ball. We were able to get the kick away, but Tupelo is going to take over first down, 10 yards to go inside the Tiger 30-yard line at the 28. Tigers only managed to run about a minute off the clock here in tonight's opening quarter, and the Tupelo offense, led by quarterback number 5, Noah Gillen, takes the field. This guy is still uncommitted, but he is a heck of a quarterback. I watched some huddle highlights of him this week, and he can really do it all.
I reached out to Steve Robertson of 247 Sports. That is a recruiting network, and he is detailed in the state of Mississippi on recruiting. And wow, right there is the man I was about to talk about. Number 15, Jaden, right there, JJ. He is being recruited by a lot of people. Now, Brad, there is probably anywhere from 10 to 12 Division I athletes on this Tupelo team. But as far as the senior class, there's only 5, maybe 6. And we saw one right there. Very first play, hit that hole, hit it hard, and scored. See, from 27 yards out.
Yeah, that was number 15, Braden Collins, and he's actually listed on our roster here as a quarterback. He lined up in the slot there, took the handoff around the right side and found room, managed to take the ball in. Again, 28-yard touchdown run on the opening play for Tupelo. And we'll get a look at the kicking game and see how the field elements are impacting the kicking game here tonight, our first extra point attempt.
Good snap, the hold is down, and the kick is through. So a one-play drive for Tupelo. And we are 10 minutes, 46 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1. Tupelo 7, Hernando no score. And, hey, Brad, we didn't get a chance to thank Jay Cox Orthodontics. They are our sponsor this year for Keys to Victory. We want to thank Jay Cox Orthodontics for jumping on board and supporting Hernando Tiger football this season. Brad, it's kind of funny. If you look at the field, and you can kind of see it there on your screen, you're starting to see some divots and things starting to come up. There's some spots out here that are already getting kind of worn, and we've only used one side of the field so far.
Well, again, Heath, both sides warmed up on their respective ends of the field. Both teams did, and you can definitely, again, the middle of the field kind of takes the beating, but then also where the water drains on the sidelines, it also gets a little mushy, it looks like, down there, and it's just something you got to play through, and it impacts both teams, right? This you talk about, does the rain favor one team versus another? No, in my mind it doesn't, because you're playing in the same elements on the same field. It's one thing if you're dealing with the sun that's only one direction, but when you're playing on a field like this, it impacts both teams equally in my mind. So.
Well, the last kick, we saw the up back slip down, and the ball kind of squirted out there. Again, that ball is wet. So we have a nice little return right here. Tigers are going to try to make something happen here early.
Yeah, that was number 32, Cooper Langford, who took the ball around the neighborhood of between the 5 and the 10-yard line, and had good acceleration. Thought for a minute he might break one long, but he managed to get tripped up just outside of the Tiger 30-yard line at the 31. First down, 10 yards to go, and Brandon Overstreet, number 17, leads the Tiger offense out on the field.
Well, Brad, we didn't see Freddie Fluker back there. Freddie was a game-time decision. He was out. Cooper steps in and did excellent on his first return right there tonight. So, hey, Coach McCann talked about it in our meeting. They have the next man up approach. There are a ton of sophomores on this team, and they're not worried about who they have and don't have as far as injuries tonight. He said these sophomores are hungry and they're ready to get after it.
Well, Heath, you saw number 1, Saxon Douglas, there in the backfield on the carry there, so good to see him out there. Again, he was a game-time decision. We weren't sure of his status, but good to see him out there and getting a carry.
Here we go, a little dump off underneath, and they're working upfield. Pass caught there by Garrett Liston.
Yeah, nice little dump off there, kind of a check down route to number 10, Garrett Liston, excuse me, and good for about 3 yards. Going to bring up a third down, 7 yards for the Tigers here.
So the Golden Wave of Tupelo is coming out. Their 3-man front looks very impressive. And 2 of those 3 got through pretty quick, Brad.
Yeah, it looked like, Heath, to me that the Tigers were trying to set up some kind of screen pass there, and looked like maybe the receiver or the back that was going to slip out of the backfield either got hung up in lineman traffic or slipped down. I couldn't tell, but play never really developed. Brandon did a good job there just to get the ball away and avoid taking the sack or the penalty. And number 2, Will Usselton's going to go back into punt formation for the Tigers. And we'll see. Hopefully we're able to get the kick away here in these elements. Good snap. And a pretty good kick.
Great kick. And, man, Brad, that splash down, not a touchdown, splash down right there as we saw the water kick up when the ball hit the ground. But he got it inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line.
Heath, I'm going to tell you, a 37-yard punt on any Friday night is good in high school, but in these conditions, that is an outstanding. We actually do have a flag down on the play, Heath. I'm not sure. There was no return on the punt, so we'll see what the penalty is.
It looks like it's going to be on Tupelo. Blocking the back is the call against Tupelo, as it's been signaled by the white hat. So that'll be a 10-yard penalty. So that will back them up 10 more yards. So the ball will be placed at the 29-yard line. And that's where the Tupelo Golden Wave will take over their second possession this evening.
I tell you, Heath, I'm continually amazed. I think I said it a few weeks ago in the Jamboree game, but just as Tupelo comes out and with 3 wide receivers, a slot man, and a back in the backfield, just the offenses in high school, especially in the state of Mississippi, are so complex.
And gets up across midfield, knocked out of the bounds defensively there for the Tigers. Number 32, Cooper Langford. Cooper's getting a lot of action here early. Had the return on the kick. They're assisting out. Hey, Brad, real quick, we're going to run over our starting lineup for the defense. We weren't able to do that there on the first possession. But with that, tonight at defensive end, as always, number 7, Scooter Rayburn, the junior. At the other defensive end, it's Jackson Weathers, the sophomore. And the other sophomore at the D-line is Colton Massey. Inside linebackers, number 4, Noah Elam, along with the other Noah, number 14, Noah Mashburn, there at the inside back. Oh, Brad, we're trying to break loose here. And he is brought down. And wrapping out the starting lineup, Kenan Leslie getting the start tonight, the sophomore, number 12, and number 34, Blake Light is the other inside backer. At safety tonight, we were seeing Cooper. We've already called his name a couple of times, Cooper Langford, along with Joseph Newberry. He's also getting the start tonight. He's a sophomore. Number 23, Terrence Walton, also getting the start. And number 42, Elijah Perry, the junior. And that is our starting lineups. Thank you to Wade Incorporated for all your lawn and tractor needs. Please go see Wade Incorporated. 1st and 10 for the Golden Wave. And Brad, that offense is just clicking.
Well, Heath, the previous play, as you were reading out the starters there, was just a simple run play to Braden Collins, again, number 15, who is listed on the roster as a quarterback, but looks like he could play any position on the field, quite honestly, and taking a very, very deep start here in the backfield as they're now trying to run the old offsides play.
Tigers showing great discipline right there.
Yeah, that was the perfect time for it. Second and short. You catch a defense a little too amped up, and Tigers didn't bite on it.
Nice hole up the middle, and Tupelo falls just short of the goal line, it looks like. It's going to be a first and goal situation for one.
Yeah, that was Braden Collins once again. I think we're going to call his name several more times tonight. This will not be the last. I think you may see him again right here. He seems to be their featured back, and no real need to throw the ball when you're running like this.
Quarterback keeps looking to the left. I don't know if he's going to try to throw a touch pass here. I don't expect to. Nope, straight up the middle. So they were basically sending those wide receivers out as close to the hash mark as possible to spread the defense thin, and they just went straight up the middle, Brad.
Yeah, Heath, that's, again, that seems to be their bread and butter. Coach McCann noted in his pregame talk with us that they do like to run outside zone, but when you're, on the 1 yard line, just line it up old school football and just run it right up the middle, power football.
Mm-hmm. Well, here we go. So this very senior-laden team of Tupelo takes a very quick lead to start the game. 14-0, 7 minutes, 33 seconds here in the first quarter. And the situation for the Tigers right now is just get a couple of first downs. You don't have to score, but right there, go out, execute, get a couple of first downs. After that, see if the offense can start getting a little rhythm, and then just keep the drive alive. Keep the ball and the chains moving down the field and get yourself back in this ball game. And right now, Hernando has to answer that bell. They catch themselves down early, and Brad, we have seen it a trillion times. One team comes out red smoking hot, and then they kind of put it in cruise control. Don't know what Tupelo's going to do tonight, but we're about to find out.
Yeah, Heath, they've jumped out early, as you said, and it's hard for a team when they get an early lead like this. Sometimes they lose focus, as you alluded to. Tigers, need to take advantage of that if they can. I think you made a great point. You need to focus here on just getting some positive plays on offense. Maybe get a first down or two, and then see what happens. Once that happens, that opens the field up.
Brad, I was looking over the games. That wet ball squirting out again. Tigers have not fielded a kickoff just yet cleanly. Yep, there's the flag popping up. But one thing that I've noticed about Tupelo, they start fast. They are outscoring opponents. I believe it's 39-14 this season in the first quarter. They are starting incredibly fast. Somewhere around 30 points. I know you're going over the game notes looking at that. But this Tupelo offense really, really gets going. But penalties against Golden Wave. They'll put the ball out to the 40. So best field position tonight for the Tigers right now. Just go get you a couple of first downs.
Yeah, Heath, set a foundation you can build on, as you pointed out. I did not see the penalty on the kickoff there, but apparently it was against the Golden Wave. The Tigers are going to get the ball at their own 40-yard line, first down and 10. Sophomore Brandon Overstreet out to lead the troops on offense.
Man in the backfield there with the handoff, but it gets back to the line of scrimmage. Hard fought yards right there by the Tigers, but didn't take a negative play right there. Great job by Hernando.
Yeah, able to get back. Terrence Walton was able to get back to the line of scrimmage there. Eluded the clutches of Cardarius Hall, number 99, defensive lineman, who was in the backfield early and able to get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. Positive play. That could have been a loss. You got back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10, and you live to play another down here.
One receiver to the right, twins to the left at the top of your screen. And here we go. One man in the backfield with Overstreet. And obviously a little movement there by the Tigers. And the White Hats let us, oh no, encroachment by the defense. Tupelo lined up off sides. And high school football, that immediately stops the play. You don't get a free play. So that'll immediately stop the play. So Tiger ball right there. So it'll be 2nd and 5. And here we go. So Brad, they're about to get their first down. Hopefully the Tigers can keep this momentum going. They show end around, they work up the middle. You know, Steve McCann's putting a lot of faith in his offensive line up front, asking them to put hat on hat, helmet on helmet, bonnet on bonnet, and create something there up front. And he's got a lot of faith in that offensive line to make something happen tonight.
Yeah, Heath, that was, again, just a situation where the defensive line, and I'm just eyeballing these guys. We don't have height and weight, but these are some massive guys on the Tupelo defensive line, and they're in the backfield, are quick and early. Going to have to do a better job of keeping them out of the backfield if we want to have positive plays and sustainable drives here.
Another encroachment call against the defense, so another 5-yard penalty. And I don't know who the guilty party is, but I got a feeling he's leaving the field right now.
Yeah, something tells me that was on number 91, Nicholas Armstrong. Don't want to call him out, but I have a feeling that's why he's leaving the field right now. A little too amped up, a little too early on the play. Brings up a 3rd down and 1 again. Big down here. I'd like to see the Tigers pick the first down on it.
3rd down and a yard for Hernando. Got a feeling we're going to see it go right up the middle. They try the offsides play. So, Brad, once again, twins to the left, single receiver. They move a man, now 3 receivers to the left side. Zaxton Douglas works his way forward, and he's got himself a first down, so there you go.
Let's make sure. We've got the old left-footed spot. Well, now they're going to signal first down. It's going to say that looked like a first down from where we said, Heath, and referee agrees. Thought for a minute there we were going to have the old left-footed spot, but Tigers have their first down of the night at midfield.
Brad, something I noticed when I was doing the research for tonight's game, roughly 20% of the plays for the Tupelo defense make a stop in the backfield. There is a tackle for loss in the backfield 20% of the time this season. That is absolutely phenomenal.
Well, Heath, that's really key, because if you can, what that tells you is 1 out of every 5 plays, basically. We do have an injury on the field. Looks like a Golden Wave player is down. But if you can have a loss on 1 out of every 5 plays, that's going to spell. That's going to mean good things for your defense. If you're making the offense play behind what they call playing behind the sticks,
right?
And being behind schedule is another word that coaches like to use. If you can make force teams into 2nd and long, 3rd and long, you're going to have success more often than not.
Yeah, almost 20% of the time. I mean, 1 out of every 5 plays, there's a tackle for loss. That doesn't mean a 1-inch gain. That doesn't go for their stat. It's in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage. That's just a phenomenal stat. Hey, real quick, that last play, wonderful play call right there. Working the field, throwing to the space. Reed Gapin with the reception, the senior wide receiver, working his way upfield. 2nd and 4 situation for the Tigers. Brad, hey, they're one offsides play right here of getting those 2 first downs that we talked about before the kickoff. So that's exactly what you want to look for in this offense, especially after you get yourself down early. Just go out there, get a couple of first downs, and then see what happens.
That's right, Heath. And real quick, just want to note that was number 16, B.J. Daniel for the Tupelo Golden Wave. Able to jog off the field under his own power. Good to see. Just wanted to call his name out and let the viewers know that he seems to be okay after being shaken up.
Pass right there was intended for the Tigers. Cooper Langford. Cooper getting the start tonight, as we mentioned. Once again, we want to thank Wade Incorporated for sponsoring our starting lineup. Cooper had a little grass there in front of him. I like the play call. Just couldn't execute. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Be interested to see what if Coach McCann goes to a run or a pass here. Looks like he's going to go to the run. And looks like the ball might have come loose. Tupelo is pointing their direction. And looks like head referee signals fourth down, so the Tigers did recover the ball, but it is going to be fourth down and about 5 yards to go.
Well, you got one of the best kickers in the entire state on your sideline for Hernando and Will Usselton. But right now, they're going to elect to go for it here on fourth down and try to get back in this ballgame, Brad.
Yeah, Heath, I think that's the right call. You're on, well, and actually just as soon as we say that, looks like they're going to trot Will Usselton out there to punt. I was going to say you're on the positive side of the field. You're in your enemy territory, and you had the ball fourth down, 5 yards to go. But Coach McCann looks like he's going to elect to punt the ball, and we'll see what Will Usselton can do. Hopefully, he can pin him deep.
And playing field position is not a bad thing right now with the field conditions like they are. They could drop this ball very easily. Could score it out. And hey, we've seen problems with snaps and handoffs tonight already. So, play the field position, make them drive the length of the field. You might get a turnover just because of the elements.
Yeah, that's a good point, Heath. I mean, this is the first time that Tupelo is going to take over the ball deep in their own territory. Looks like they're going to spot the ball around their own 17-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Turn the ball over to your defense, and let's get after them, pin those ears back, and see if we can get some pressure and get a couple of stops here, force a punt.
And here we go. Here's first down. Tupelo got twin receivers to the left, one to the right. And they're going to work the middle of the field. Not necessarily a draw play.
I'm going to go ahead and call that one a delay.
Yeah.
Again, Heath, not a true draw in the sense of the old draw play, but kind of a running back delay. That's old school football right there. That's taking it back to our playing days.
It is. It's one of those things that I think you'll see Tupelo run a lot of delays tonight just because of the element that he can get his feet. He can take a second to get going because if he sees a defensive player slip down, he will attack that space. So Tupelo keeping it between the tackles. Now he's going to bounce it outside.
And that
got outside of containment right there at the very end.
Great tackle there by number 42, Elijah Perry for the Tigers. Brought down number 29 for the Tigers. For the Golden Wave, Kylan Bobo, who took the ball around the left side there. I'm not going to lie, Heath. I thought I saw a hold there on one of the Tiger players. Referees didn't see it. Looked like number 14, Noah Mashburn, was trying to get free from his blocker, get out and make the tackle. In fact, his jersey is a little askew, as they say, as a result of it, but the referees didn't see it the way I do. They rarely do, Heath.
That's not a wardrobe malfunction.
No, they think they missed one, but we'll play on here. First down, 10 yards to go for the Golden Wave.
And once again, Brad, they've run that outside zone a little bit. Look at the water. Look at the water. So with that, Brad, it will make you a little bit slower, especially if you're going to the outside.
Yeah, Heath managed to hold the Golden Wave to about a 3 or 4 yard gain there, it looks like. I tell you what, Heath, that looks fun. There was a time in my life 40 years ago when I would love to be out on that field. But it is not tonight. I'm glad to be up here at your side, warm and dry in the press box, watching the youngsters out there on the field tonight.
I didn't know you were a decade older than me. I graduated 30 years ago, so you're 40. I got it. Yeah. Man open and slides out of bounds. You hope that he's all right.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna pop up there, but that was kind of a weird slide there. Kind of an audible groan here in the press box on the way, number 84. For the Golden Wave, Colin Bowens fell there and slid in the sideline mud.
Brad, on their roster, does it say how big he is? Because he looks like a monster from the press box.
Yeah, that shows him 6'2", 200, senior athlete, listed as an athlete, which means he's a multi-tool player that they can slot in on in multiple positions on the field.
3 down linemen for the Tigers are walking those outside backers up to the line of scrimmage. Flag on the play. I believe this might be coming back. And there they go, Brad. They throw it to the athlete. Works his way up. Gets across midfield. But let's see what that yellow hanky is all about.
Well, the way the referee, the linesman, is walking back towards his flag tells me that this might be going against the offense. It was a 3rd and 7 there. If the play stands, it'll be a first down in Hernando territory, but it does not look like it's going to be. No indication yet from the official. Illegal shift.
That's the call.
You know, Heath, based on the timing of the when the flag is thrown, which referee throws it, and where it's thrown on the field, it can only be a handful of things, and illegal shift, illegal formation, and then one team either lining up offsides or encroachment on the defense is what that call is going to be. 99 times out of 100, it's going to be one of those 3 calls in that situation based on which referee threw it and when.
Number 99, Percy Baker, checking in for the Tigers at the D-line spot. And Percy got back there fast. They're running a little screen. He doesn't have anywhere to go, and great containment by the Tigers right there, Brad. Great pursuit. I think he had to rush that little screen pass a little bit faster than he wanted to. And, man, Brad, again, they throw it to the athlete, number 84 for Tupelo, but the Tigers all over it. I believe the Tigers have studied film, and they knew what play was coming.
Well, you know, we talked to Coach McCann pregame, and one of his things, and we alluded to it in our keys to victory, was contain. He used one word on the defense, and that's contain their speed, and that's exactly what the Tiger defense did right there.
And once again, we want to thank Jay Cox Orthodontics for supporting our keys to victory tonight. Back deep to receive for the Tigers, number 10. Garrett Liston, the senior, letting it fall. So, Tigers will take over from there, Brad. Well, Brad, look, they moved the ball last drive, so they know they can have success on this team. They just held Tupelo right there. So, Tigers are prepared. Look, they had some bad breaks to start the game. Started a little slow. So, with that, Tigers can now claw their way back into this one, but they've got to have a drive starting here at the 31-yard line. Tight end to the left. Twins to the left. One receiver to the right. And there's some movement right there. Encroachment is the call again. So, Tigers are having success. I don't know if it's the hard count that we're seeing. But the Tigers are making it. And Brad, I believe the same guilty party last time is this time. I think that's his 3rd offsides play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Tigers went with the old hard count there. You could see physically Brandon Overstreet. We can't hear him up here in the booth, but you could see him. He went with the hard count, and again, as you pointed out, the same guy on the Tupelo defensive line jumped.
His 3rd encroachment call on this drive. It looks like Douglas run it hard up the middle. Finds a little room. Hey, Brad, 2nd short right here. 2nd and a long 3.
Well, Heath, when you have a 2nd down and short yardage like that, what it does is it opens up the playbook. And so you're able to do a lot more things. It's a great situation. Offensive coordinators and head coaches alike love to be in this situation. You can do a lot of different things and run a lot of different plays.
Well, Brad, that's the end of quarter number 1. As we get a chance, we're going to thank some of our sponsors real quick. We want to thank Mr. Dean Darnell over at Sonic Drive-In, America's Drive-In. Go the extra mile for the Hernando Athletics. Dean Darnell has been a staple here at Hernando High School of helping out anything from the football team to the band, baseball, softball, you name it. And we all love those Sonic hamburgers there at the concession stand as well. But we want to thank Dean Darnell from Sonic, America's Drive-In. Stop by for a cool treat tonight after the game. Our instant replay sponsor this season is Domino's Pizza. And we want to thank Domino's for joining up on Domino's Pizza last night at a little fundraiser for Hernando Elementary School. They raised almost $500 for the elementary school just by ordering a pizza. A lot of families did that last night, and almost $500 raised by the PTA. So we want to thank Domino's Pizza this season of being our sponsors. We already mentioned Wade Incorporated. They're doing our starting lineups this year. And Jay Cox Orthodontics doing our keys to victory. And so with that, Brad, we got a new quarter. No further damage was done after those first 2 possessions. I mean, Brad, we were basically 90 seconds into the game, and the Tigers found themselves down 14-0. So with that, Tigers are trying to make something happen here.
Yeah, we'll see. If we can, again, as I said before we went to the quarter end break there, the second short opens up the playbook, and we'll see what the Tigers can do with it, see what Coach Steve McCann has up his sleeve here.
Overstreet in the backfield, one receiver to the right. Here we go. Quarterback draw. Overstreet's got some room, and Brad, guess what? It's a first down for the Tigers, and I believe there's some dirty laundry on the field, Brad.
Yeah, Heath, I think they're going to call that after the play, I believe. I think the first down is going to stand, but I think we're going to have a 15-yard penalty here on the Tigers. A little extracurricular after the play there, a little too much. Didn't look too serious, but had 2 flags thrown on it, so pretty obvious.
Yeah, it was, but you like to see them taking the fight. So I took my cap there to Kobe going after it. But, yep, just like we thought, Brad.
So they're going to mark the ball. They're going to start where the play ended, where Brandon Overstreet on the quarterback draw, as you said, Heath, was taken down. So it's going to be first down Tigers, and then they're going to march the ball 15 yards back from there, and it'll still be
first down.
Still be first down, but at that point, I believe it's going to be first down and 25. Which I'm not sure I agree with that, Heath. I think it should be first and 10 from the new spot.
Right.
Right, because the play didn't happen on first down. It happened on fourth down. It happened in between fourth down and anyway.
College football and NFL football, that is the correct call.
Yeah, I'm gonna defer to the guys in stripes down there, Heath. I don't do that often, but I'm gonna defer to those guys down there that they've got it right. So first and 25 for the Tigers.
Well, here we go. Swing pass out to the left. They're calling that a loose ball. No, there's the whistle.
Well, that was very clearly a forward pass, yeah. And you hate to see that Saxon Douglas wasn't able to haul that in because he had running room. And he was going to get back probably close to at least the original line of scrimmage on that play. So you hate to see him drop it. But, again, the elements rearing their heads, Mother Nature having her way out there tonight. And Saxon couldn't come up with the catch there.
Well, currently, Brad, it looks like the rain is somewhat slowed down. It's still drizzling out there. When you look at the lights, you can tell a little bit. It's been constant like this all evening. But it looks like it's getting a little bit lighter. Second and long. Oh, we got some running room. We're trying to break out, making the way to the sideline. And, man, that team speed by Tupelo blows that fast. Check out the Domino's instant replay on that one. And camera operators have a little issue there with the instant replay, but we do want to thank Domino's for the instant replay this entire season.
Shout out to Domino's. Had a nice Domino's pizza last night as I watched my Buffalo Bills go down to Miami and take care of the Dolphins handily, 31-10. Did hate to see Tua Tagovailoa, leave the game in what at that point was a relatively meaningless play. But anyway, best of luck to him, and hope to see the best for him. But my Bills got a big win on the road last night.
Offensive line did an excellent job with protection right there. Wonderful pitch and catch, Brad. Let's see if we can get an instant replay on that.
Yeah, Heath, that was number 10, Garrett Liston on the reception. And you're right, kind of a crossing pattern there. Brandon stepped up in the pocket, felt the pressure, delivered the ball, delivered a strike, and it's going to bring up a fourth down and manageable on the Tupelo side of the field, and Coach McCann elects to go for it here. I like the play. I like the call here.
I'm guessing we're going to see the offsides play. I wonder if Olden, was it 96? See if old 96 jumps here. Oh, no, we're ready to play, Brad. Once again, an excellent job at the offensive line. And the pitch and catch is there. It is complete.
What an outstanding job, Heath, by number 17, Brandon Overstreet, to step up in the pocket, flushed out of the pocket, buys time for his receiver to get open, finds his man across the middle at the 31-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go for the Tigers.
Excellent catch right there. Cooper Campbell making an excellent catch. So Tigers moving the ball. Brad, It was a 1st and 25 to start this drive. Tigers are really making some noise on offense. That offensive line is having a lot of success, just like Coach McCann thought they would.
Well, another big hole there for number 23, Terrence Walton, to run through. Heath, I could have run through that hole, as you alluded to. The offensive line doing a fantastic job here in the last several plays of opening holes and moving some guys around. So, and that looked like number 56, Noah Glosson there.
Yes, Noah just checked into the ball game there on the offensive line. So 2nd and 5. They're getting chunk plays, Brad. Oh, we slipped down on the backfield. The elements got us there, Brad.
Well, Heath, that's that jet sweep that so many teams like to run these days, and that is a timing play. And when you have what happened there, which was a high snap to Brandon Overstreet in the backfield, Brandon did a great job of bringing the ball in. Center Jordan Van Every has done a great job in the elements here tonight, but that snap was just a little high. And as I said, that jet sweep is a timing play. And if you throw the timing off even a hair, it puts the whole play behind schedule, and then at that point the defenders in the backfield, running back or the wideout tried to make a cut, slipped down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Well, they are in 4-down territory if they choose to, so they have a chance to run 2 plays right here. Tigers work the flat right there. Tupelo closed it with that team speed. It will bring up a 4th down situation.
Yeah, rolled Brandon out to the right there, and looked like they had kind of the dealer's choice going. Kind of had a man in the flat and a man running and out at the sticks. The man running the out at the sticks was covered, so Brandon elected to check down to his receiver there, and he was brought down as soon as he made the catch for no gain. Going to bring up 4th down and 9 for the Tigers.
Well, when we talked to Coach McCann earlier today, he talked about, taking advantage of this weather, and hopefully it slows them down. It gets into a kicking game. He thinks that his team could win, but right now you're just a shade too far on that kicking game. Offsides looked like it was there, but they're not throwing the flag. Sack happened in the backfield, and Brad, I'm kind of wondering right there, wondering why the flag was not thrown.
Yeah, Heath, that looked like offsides encroachment, as it's called in high school football. Looked like the definition of it to me. Don't know why it wasn't called. But as you said, and now Coach McCann looks like he's gonna get a flag. He's gonna vent some frustration over why that wasn't called. I think he agrees with us up here in the booth. So there is a flag. Looks like it's going to be an unsportsmanlike, or at least a sideline warning against the Tiger bench.
I will say this. I won't out any coach. It wasn't Coach McCann. It was one of the assistants. But I won't out them. But, yeah, there was some words exchanged by the Zebra and the assistant coach. And I don't believe they were discussing what they were going to wear to Sunday school this upcoming Sunday.
No, Ethan. I
not even a warning.
Saw Coach McCann standing there, and I guess I made the assumption that it was him. It was right close to him. Heath, looked like you had eyes on it, but again, no warning, no, just a flag in the air and a whistle, and it's a 15-yard penalty. 1st down 10 inside Hernando territory at the 45.
Tigers getting low, getting in the backfield right there. Stiff arm is breaking the man there, but we're definitely going to see this one coming back. And I don't know if that's a makeup call or not, Brad.
Well, Heath, referees will tell you there is no such thing as a makeup call. But I mean, that was a legit hold. You and I both saw it here on around the right side. That was number 15, Braden Collins, again for the Golden Wave around the right side. I didn't get an eye on who it was for Tupelo that was guilty of the hold, but it was definitely a hold.
Now, Brad, he did pick up a 1st down, but that hold is from the spot of the foul,
which apparently happened at the sticks. So they're going to move the ball back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 1st down and 10. I'm not sure how that. Well, I guess I am sure how that works out, but it's funny how that works out.
Tigers standing at 3-4, walking up their backers. Tigers are just getting low and making things happen on that defensive line.
Yeah, that was number 15, Braden Collins, on the run again. And looked like for defensively for the Tigers, number 12, Cannon Leslie on the tackle there. Gain of around 8, brings up 2nd and 2. Yeah, Heath, you're right. defensive line is getting leverage, as they call it, on the Tupelo offensive line. They were able to get a hand on Braden Collins there as he made his way through the line of scrimmage. Weren't able to bring him down, and he was able to rumble forward for a gain of 8.
All right, here we go. A lot of cushion. Here we go. A lot of cushion out there to the left side. Tupelo sees it, reads and reacts to it, works that left side, picks up the first down.
Yeah, that is quarterback number 5, Noah Gillen's favorite target there. That's number 2, Tyreek Darden, 6'3", 196-pound senior on the catch there, and plus about 8 yards after the first down marker. So it can bring up first down, 10 yards to go around the 25-yard line of Hernando, with 7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in tonight's second quarter here at Anthony Jenkins Field, Tiger Stadium in Hernando, Mississippi.
Tupelo stays in shotgun. Tupelo just...
Yeah, lining up there, Heath, and just a power football right up the middle, right off of in between the center and the guard there off the left side. Number 15, Braden Collins, again on the run, picks up around 8 and brings up second down, 2 yards to go for Tupelo.
Josh Stiles checking into the game for the Tigers. The sophomore getting some action here on this wet Friday night. Second and short for the Golden Wave. Brad, that's just pure athleticism right there.
Yeah, you're right, Heath. That's, well, I thought I saw a late flag come in. There was actually the drive football coming in from the sidelines there. Started to say we had a late flag on the play, but looks like Tupelo's going to have the ball inside the Hernando 10-yard line, first and goal around the 8-yard line.
First and goal from the 9-yard line.
Ball spotted it actually around the 9-yard line, first and goal for the Golden Wave.
There we go. A little technical difficulties. We took care of those. Yeah, it almost slips down in the backfield. And right there, Tigers were in pursuit, but they were about a step behind. Brad, those field conditions are just, they're wreaking havoc on both teams. It's just not one-sided. It doesn't rain on one side of the field or when one team has the ball. But right there on a dry field, that's a totally different play to a totally different outcome.
Yeah, and I think Heath and I, you and I were talking before the game, and the great Steve, the old ball coach Steve Spurrier, once said that the offense has the advantage because they know where the play's going. The defense is somewhat guessing. So the offensive man it's going to have, it's just like a pitcher in baseball. The pitcher in baseball knows what pitch he's going to throw. The batter doesn't. So the offense is always going to have the. And we see the extra point is missed there. So, again, the field conditions having their way impact on the game. But score is going to be 20-0. Tupelo, 5 minutes, 56 seconds remaining here in tonight's second quarter. Anthony Jenkins Field, Tiger Stadium here in Hernando. A good crowd considering that the rain's still steadily continuing to fall. Not too heavy. But as we look in the light standards across the field, you can definitely see that the rain, umbrella is still in the stands. But really, Heath, an excellent crowd for Friday night. And, of course, we talk all the time. No place rallies around their local high school like Hernando does. And I'm even glad to see now that there are some youngsters up in the north end zone. There are some homemade football games starting to happen there and some students milling around. I really love to see, even in these weather conditions, Hernando shows up and shows out, and that's something you can count on Friday nights here in Hernando.
Brad, I wonder what the over/under is on new school shoes being ruined in those pickup games there in the end zone with the Sparkies.
Mama's not going to be happy.
Yeah, I
can tell you, there's going to be a lot of unhappy mamas when some kids get home tonight who were told to stay out of the mud and just couldn't help themselves. But, Heath, it looks like a lot of fun. Again, 40 years ago, I'd have been right there in the middle with them.
They make refrigerators different now. On nights like this, my mom would take the shoes and put them under the vent there at the refrigerator because it would always blow air to dry them out. So hopefully we got some dry shoes for school on Monday. It's a long time away. So, once again, field conditions wreaking havoc on those kickoffs. And there's some extracurricular activity after the play, but no one happens to see it, and that's all right.
18 Sean Scott.
Yeah, and that was number 18, Sean Scott, on the return for the Tigers. Takes the ball out across the 20-yard line, out to around the 26 or 27-yard line, where the Tigers are going to take over first and 10. 5 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the second quarter, 20-0. Tupelo with the lead currently over your Hernando Tigers here on a rainy night in Hernando.
Brad, the back judge did throw a flag that he called holding against the Tigers. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty to start this drive. So it should be first and 10.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to apply the rule as we expected. I started to say correctly. I don't necessarily know that we are up on every single rule book in high school football, but it looked like what we expected there. First and 10, deep in their own territory for the Tigers.
Man, Tigers are having success. That offensive line is starting to throw their weight around with that front seven of Tupelo.
Yeah, it's something I've noticed the last several drives, Heath. The Tigers are doing a good job on first down. And again, we've already talked tonight about playing behind the sticks, playing behind schedules. You know, second and long, third and long is not a recipe for success. But if you can start second and 5 and get that even down to third and 1, you can have some success on offense.
Tigers think they can get something on the outside. They haven't had a lot of success, but they've had some. So right now, just a small loss on the play, maybe lost a foot. But it is going to bring up a 3rd and 4 situation.
Yeah, that was number 25, Reed Gapin, on the carry, or on the reception from Brandon Overstreet there. As you said, Heath, very little movement on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down, but still 3rd and manageable. Deep in your own territory, and you'd like to see the Tigers at least get a couple of first downs, get out of the hole here. Flip field position.
Oh, got a quarterback keeper trying to go to the short side of the field and was not able to get that corner, brought down on the backfield. And again, Brad, as we mentioned, just like the last 2 plays, Tupelo 20% of the time makes a tackle in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, that was number 25, Devontre Brewer, 6'1", 230-pound sophomore linebacker there, able to bring Brandon Overstreet down around the left side. Brandon trying to go around the left side. Wasn't able to find any room, actually lost a yard or 2. Brings up a 4th down and around 6, and Tupelo looks like they're going to take a timeout here. And Coach Ty Harden is not happy about something with his defense, and he's letting them have it right now.
Domino's instant replay right there, showing that pass earlier. Reed Gapin. Actually, that wasn't the play to read. But with that, Tigers are trying to get things going. Coach McCann right there, as you can tell, right, his hairstyle, that's not fresh out of the barber's chair. That's the wet look is back in tonight.
Yeah, that's, again, I'm glad we're up here nice, warm, and dry in the press box. So Tigers are going to drop into punt formation here. Again, it's around 4th and 6. Just over 4 minutes remaining here in tonight's second quarter.
Low snap on this wet field. That's a block in the back if I've ever seen one. There's the flag. And that was just blatantly obvious.
Yeah, I was checking back there. It looked like one of Tiger's own players ran into punter Will Usselton back there, just making sure that Will got up all right. He seems to be just fine walking off the field there. But I think one of our own players got blocked into him and kind of spun him around there. I thought maybe at first it might be a Tupelo player. We might have an opportunity for a roughing the punter, but no such luck there. But as you said, Heath, on the return, there was a block in the back, so it's going to be a 10-yard penalty from where the ball was downed. And Tupelo is going to take over. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. First down and 10 from their own 46.
Jackson Weathers, sophomore. Brad, I've been impressed with him. One of the D linemen. He is getting low just about every snap, and he's getting pressure back there in the backfield. All the defensive linemen have been getting low, but they are making some noise and making some things happen. The officials just refused to blow that whistle. There we go.
Yeah, Heath, right now all eyes are on the Hernando Tiger player laying on the turf. We don't have a number yet, but whoever that player was shot through the line of scrimmage and then just immediately pulled up limping and fell to the turf here. Looks like he's clutching his right knee. We'll see if we can get a number here for you in just a little bit. But certainly all thoughts are with him right now. That looks like, if I believe, number 12, Cannon Leslie, down on the turf, and they're looking at his right leg now. Looks like we've got the training staff and the coaches out there.
The sophomore, number 12, Kenan Leslie, was a starter tonight. And right now, Kennan's being attended to. Hopefully, we'll see him pop up. And let's just hope he makes it off on his own. And, he's not putting any weight, Brad.
Yeah, you don't want to speculate, Heath, but not able to put any weight. He's grimacing, obviously, as he comes off the field. We're going to hope for the best for him. He's going to have great care here on the sideline, so I know they'll take a look at him and make sure he's good to go. But our thoughts are certainly with number 12, Cannon Leslie, right now. And result of that previous play, Heath, was about a 7-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 3 inside Hernando territory at the Hernando 47-yard line.
So Kenneth Leslie getting his first high school start tonight. And checked out the game. Hopefully he will return. We will try to keep eyes and ears on that situation. Kenan, we're pulling for you, bud. Tupelo going to air it out. Falls down. And that's Brad, I got to say it. That's a bad call. The receiver didn't have a chance to catch that. And it looks like the receiver was falling on his own.
Yeah,
it's just a poor call.
I agree, Heath. The way I saw that, it looks like the receiver fell down, and then the Tiger defender tripped over him. I guess I could see from the back judges or the side judges, or field judge, I believe that is back there. From his perspective, I could see where that might look like that was a pass interference call, but I think that I agree with you, Heath. That did not look like a good call. It was a beautiful pass by number 5, Noah Gillen. Nice tight spiral right down the middle of the field. Falls incomplete, but they do get the pass interference call. So 1st down and 10, just outside the Tiger 30-yard line.
It looks like a holding call will bring this one back.
Yeah, that's a good thing, Heath. Number 15, Braden Collins, is going to take that into the end zone, but I think
2 flags.
Well, we do have 2 flags there, and it is going to be a hold against the Golden Wave there. Going to be 1st down, but it's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which was roughly around appears to be the line of scrimmage. So it's going to end up being 1st and 20 for Tupelo here.
Well, Brad, the student section's having a little fun tonight. There's some water guns going on, and some folks have taken the tops off their water bottles and slinging it back at the shooters.
Yeah, Heath, I believe the theme of tonight's game is Splash Zone. I'm sure that has a little bit to do with the fact that we're playing the Golden Wave, and their hashtag that they use on social media is Flood Alert, so I'm sure that's factoring into it. But it's an excellent night to have Splash Zone as your student section theme. They certainly, whoever picked that, chose wisely if they knew what the weather was going to be.
Brad, if you like offensive and defensive line play, there is a battle royal going on right now. I mean, it is a Texas tornado death match.
Yeah, it's as you said, Heath, Hernando defensive line doing a good job of coaches will tell you, defensive line get low. The low man wins. The low man gets leverage. And Hernando defensive line, Hernando runs a 3-4. And so you've only got 3 down linemen, but those 3 down linemen are doing a heck of a job, getting low. And, what that does is it causes the offensive lineman to engage and not be able to get out and run zone blocking plays.
Has a man. Pass is complete, but there is a flag. And I'm hoping this is going to be a hold and not a late hit.
I think this is going to be against the Tigers. I think it's going to be roughing the passer, personal foul. And the pass was complete down to the 1 yard line. And so Tupelo is going to have the ball first and goal from, I guess, now the half-yard line. They'll tack it on half the distance at the end. It's an immaterial penalty at this point, but first and goal inside the 1 yard line for Tupelo with 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining here in tonight's opening half.
You know, Tupelo has been very, very interesting to see how they have attacked the field in this defense. They're using the entire field, Brad. They've kept it up tight, and then they go to the outside, and just right there, they line up, show up tight, and they work the outside right there. It just, Tupelo right now is just a machine running. There's a reason why they're a favorite to win the state championship this year, and the IQ of these players is what impresses me.
Yeah, Heath, that was just man-on-man coverage out in the left flat in the end zone. It's a corner fade route, and great pass by Noah Gillen, number 5. I didn't have a number on the guy who caught the touchdown there, but that's a college level play that you see a high school quarterback and a high school receiver executing out there.
So they missed the extra point last time. They line up for 2, and they were able to get it here. That's going to push the score 28-0, and we're just under 2 minutes, 1:54 remaining before the half. And Hernando needs to find a little something if they can.
Heath, I'm always fascinated in high school football to when the bands come in and play the school's fight song. I'm always interested to see which ones have used college fight songs as their own. And Tupelo's fight song there, the strains of the official fight song of the University of Tennessee. I believe it's Down the Field, Tennessee is the name of the song. Most people think of Rocky Top when they think of the Big Orange, but their actual official fight song is Down the Field, Tennessee, and that's what Tupelo plays as their fight song. I know several high schools. We know for one that Lewisburg uses the University of Alabama's fight song.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's always interesting to hear. Tupelo did bring their band tonight. The Hernando band is taking the night off due to the weather here. Again, constant steady rain here falling at Anthony Jenkins Field, Tiger Stadium in Hernando. Friday night lights are a little hazy tonight off in the distance.
Let's see if we get a clean kick. We still haven't gotten a clean kick just yet. And we got some room, Brad. So I want to say multiple times tonight, the Tigers have been fortunate with the not fielding the kick cleanly has worked out to their advantage. I know at least twice tonight it has. So right there, Tigers get a little break at the outside. They're going to start this drive on the 30. I think the other time they got a break, they started the drive on the 31.
Well, a lot of times you see stuff like that happen, Heath, and it kind of throws off the timing of the kick coverage team, the team that's kicking off, throws their timing off, and you can sometimes break that out to the outside like we did just there. That was number 18, Sean Scott on the return. One thing I'd like to see the kick returners do for the Tigers, they're trying to catch the ball with their hands. I'd like to see them try to catch the ball with their body and kind of take some of the wet ball out of this.
Brad, something I noticed about the Tigers here the last couple of drives, they've been working the short side of the field. I think they can find success on the short side of the field. We've seen some swing passes go over there. We've seen some runs go over there. We've seen some delays and draws go that way. I don't know if it's a matchup they like or if they think they can get that corner. Saxon Douglas trying to work his way up the middle. Looks like he's stopped in the backfield.
Well, one thing you do, Heath, to kind of continue your thought there is Tupelo is going to take a timeout, try and stop the clock, get the ball back. They're going to bring up 3rd down and 9, a minute and 15 seconds remaining here in the quarter. But, one thing that you do by running the ball to the strong side of the field is you negate some team speed. You can use your team speed to get to the outside, but if you're seeing a mismatch in terms of speed on the defense, you can use the strong side of the field to negate that speed factor somewhat, and you're lining up man on man, and it's whoever can make a block and sustain that block versus your defender that you're trying to block is maybe a step quicker than you are and gets out there and blows the play up.
One of the things that Steve McCann talked about late in our conversation today, as Van Halen's 1984 hit Jump comes on through speakers here at Anthony Jenkins Field, is that he mentioned that here in DeSoto County, Hernando is really starting to build something special, and they think they have the opportunity to be kind of the bell cow here in the county as far as athletic programs. We've already starting to see that at the school with the multiple state championships last year that were won, whether that be band, soccer, whatever you would like to say. We're starting to see some of that, and Steve McCann really thinks that this could happen in football as well here in the coming years, and playing a ton of sophomores tonight and getting that game experience. And Brad, I'll tell you this, the sophomores have done an excellent job. The entire Tiger team has done an excellent job with this Tupelo team tonight, and they're outmanned. You look at that Tupelo sideline, Brad, it looks like they have close to 80, if not 90 guys on that team. And they've got maybe a dozen or more guys that will be playing college football at the D1 level here the next couple of years. And so Hernando right now is just finding the groove with a young group. They believe in the talent. They believe in what they got. They believe in what they're doing. And I think the future is so incredibly bright here for the Tigers.
Well, Heath, coming down, making my way down to the stadium tonight, coming from up north of the border, as Coach Otis McCord used to refer to Memphis. Legendary South Haven coach and athletic director Otis McCord, for whom South Haven's Field Stadium is named. But in making my way down, I purposely got off at Pleasant Hill tonight and cut over to Mackinville because I wanted to come down and I wanted to see the new school. And Heath, the progress that they're making there, that's going to be just a shining star of a facility, both the school and athletic facilities for Hernando for years to come. Something that the town and program can be proud of.
Wonderful kick by Usselton. Low snap, brings it up in the elements, had a rush coming, like 3 players, and had a beautiful kick.
Yeah, Heath, we've talked about it before, but the Tigers really have a weapon in number 2, Will Usselton, both from a place kicking and punting standpoint. Really a strong leg. You're not going to see a better punt in these elements. You're not going to see a better punt, period, in high school football than that right there. But you're not going to see one in these elements especially. And, again, great job of fielding the wet ball on the low snap and then getting off a nice kick.
Brad, you mentioned Otis McCord there. John Grisham basically described Otis McCord in his book, Bleachers. He was Coach Rabbit in that book. Talked about how he lived in the field house. And Coach McCord, as we know, for the long time DeSoto County, wow. Great read right there by the quarterback. Didn't see anything open downfield. Saw a lot of green in front of him and took advantage of it. But getting back to John Grisham, he talked about Coach Rabbit lived in the field house, and that's what he did as far as Coach McCord. Lived there on the school property for many years. Very well respected throughout the county. Coach McCord, just a legendary educator and coach here in DeSoto County, and very well respected.
Heath, I had the good fortune, my father being the principal at South Haven, when we would go on Friday night road games for the South Haven Chargers. Got to go, Coach McCord would ride with us, and some of the stories that he told were just legendary, and just an outstanding human being, one of the finest men I've ever known and been associated with.
It's a very athletic play right there. I don't believe he got the catch. Are they marketing that he caught it in bounds?
I think they said he was out of bounds when he caught it, but it looks like the Tupelo receiver, shake it up there. That was a pretty good job of coverage there by number 18, Sean Scott. And
it was an excellent job.
Our thoughts are with the Tupelo player that's down. We don't have a number yet from where we sit here, but 34 seconds remaining here in tonight's second quarter. Tigers trying to keep Tupelo out of the end zone here. Keep this a manageable game going into halftime here. and see if they can't regroup at halftime and coach them up, as they say, and come out in the second half and with a fresh start. I believe Tupelo is going to get the ball to start the second half, so it'll be important for the Tigers to keep them out of the end zone here and keep Tupelo from going for the old 2-for-1. Score
Right.
the last play of the second half and the first drive of the second half. Second quarter and third quarter. And that was a great job there. Number 5, Noah Gillen, just did an outstanding job of eluding the Tiger defender there. Pass goes into the end zone. Number 84, Colin Bowens again. And that's going to make the score 34-0, just over 24 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. This number 5, Noah Gillen, he according to social media, he's still uncommitted in terms of a college destination. But he has an absolute cannon for an arm, and he manages this offense very, very well. I think you're going to see him playing on Saturdays next year somewhere.
Well, they've had problems earlier. That's about the only problem Tupelo's had is with the extra point. But they're able to get it there. 35-0, 24 seconds here. And Brad, unfortunately, Tupelo will get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and again, they're going to pull the, and that assumes, of course, that Hernando's not able to do anything in the 24.6 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. That's what you don't want to see, and you want to try to avoid against that. But again, let's get to halftime here. Let's go and regroup and get some coaching. See if we can't come out in the second half and a lot of times you have games where you have big leads like this and you're trailing big, and this is as teachable a moment as it certainly gets in high school football. So this is an opportunity to rally your troops and tell them, we got another half of football to play here. Let's go out. Let's make some good things happen. And let's find something we can build on. You got the Byhalia Indians on the schedule next week. And I believe we go to, we're actually at home against Byhalia next week here at Anthony Jenkins Field, Tiger Stadium. So see if you can build some momentum in the second half to carry into that game.
And once again, good return by the Tigers.
And that was number 18, Sean Scott, on the return, and he got absolutely popped. The ball came free, and Tupelo is going to recover the ball deep inside Hernando territory. Looks like they're going to take over 18 seconds remaining here. And I for some reason, I don't think you're going to see Tupelo just put it on a knee here. I think they're going to go for going to try to score here. They have no timeouts, so my guess is you're going to see some shots at the end zone here.
Well, it looks like they are showing victory formation.
I agree, Heath. They are going to put this on a knee and take this to halftime.
I was kind of with you, Brad. I thought that we might see them go after, try one more score, but it looks like they will take a knee. And so that's going to wrap up the first half of action. Tigers have looked good. They've had some unfortunate breaks. The elements have played a factor for both teams. But your young Tigers have shown a lot of fight tonight. But right now they find themselves on the wrong side of the scoreboard. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we will have second half action here at Anthony Jenkins Field, Tiger Stadium in Hernando, Mississippi. You're watching Tiger football here on the Hernando High School Tiger Sports Network.
Do you have a home, cars, RV, or motorcycle? At Shelter Insurance, they believe in protecting what matters most: your family, your home, your future. You're not just getting an insurance agent. You're getting a neighbor who understands your needs. Whether it is auto, home, or life insurance, Shelter Insurance is here to make sure you're covered. Their simple goal: to help you find the right coverage at the right price. Call Brandon Vandenberg at 662-429-5755 or Randy Wildman at 662-429-0860. Shelter Insurance, a proud sponsor of Hernando High School Athletics.
We'd like to thank Lenny's Grill and Subs. Hungry? Then it's time to satisfy that craving at Lenny's Grills and Subs, where every bite is packed with fresh ingredients and bold flavors. Our bread is baked fresh daily, ensuring that every sandwich is delicious as the last. So why would you settle for the ordinary when you can have the extraordinary? Visit Lenny's Subs here in Hernando, where fresh meets flavor. Taste the difference. Looking for a smile that lights up a room? Welcome to Hernando Dental Group, where your comfort and care come first. Whether it's routine checkup or a sparkling cleaning or a complete smile makeover, our expert team is here to help keep you smiling with confidence. So why wait? Call Hernando Dental Group today, 662-429-6736, or visit hernandodentalgroup.com. Well, we want to thank our scoreboard sponsor this season. We want to thank Mr. Darnell, Dean Darnell of Sonic. They go the extra mile for Hernando Athletics. Stop by for a cold summer treat or a fall treat, John. Dean Darnell, our friends at Sonic, America's Drive-In. And our starting lineup sponsor was Wade Incorporated. Visit Wade Incorporated for all your lawn, farm, and equipment needs. Once again, Wade Incorporated are starting lineup sponsors. Hey, Instant Replays this season brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Domino's will be sponsoring the Instant Replay all season long. They're the exclusive pizza provider for the Tigers at the concession stands during the games. Call Domino's tonight or stop by the concession stand for a slice of pizza.
Are you in need of a reliable source for agricultural supplies? Rely on Tri-County Farm Services. In business since 1992, our locally owned business provides the supplies you need along with the friendly, attentive customer service you deserve. Whether you need various seeds or types of fertilizer, we can help you out. You can also count on us for the animal feed you need to keep your livestock fit and healthy. Equine supplies are also available. If you are a hunter, we can meet your needs as well. Visit us today.
Jay Nasty. Hey, get your team right. You're losing to Miss Austin in fantasy football. How are you gonna let that happen? Get your team right, bro. We have a fantasy football league. Oh, it's mad at you. We were looking for more people than that. I'm sorry. Next year, please.
Next year, I'm gonna be gone up and out of here. Like.
Anyway, let's see what we saw. My team is David and Draco. That's we're the two best players on the team right now. Then we have Galaxy Sword. Not your Libre Emergency, that's no awesome. Sarah Swinton, that's awesome. She has a higher win probability than me. Oh my god. Jay next.
Welcome back to a rainy Friday night here at Anthony Jenkins Field, Hernando, Mississippi, at Tiger Stadium. And right there's the first half stats. And Brad, one thing that really stands off right there is the rushing yards. Just absolutely amazing by Tupelo. Hernando's had their time in the backfield, but at times just hasn't been good enough. And this senior-laden Tupelo team just a step ahead sometimes in front of the Tigers.
Yeah, Heath, really balanced attack from Tupelo as we expected to see. Tupelo runs the ball about 2/3 of the time. Kind of stuck to that game plan tonight. Really taking advantage of their team speed as we talked about in the open. And, I look for that to continue in the second half. We talked about going into halftime, Heath, that this second half is going to be a teachable moment for the Tigers. Yeah. Coach Steve McCann, a lot can be learned from a second half like tonight, a lot to be built on. I look for the Tigers to respond to whatever was said at halftime and come out and show us something here in the second half. And, continue to build on that. It's a long season and, still got a bunch of games to be played, still a lot of coaching to be done.
Well, the Tupelo team, as we mentioned there in the first half, they're the favorite to win the state title. They almost made it last year and won it all. Returned a lot of that talent from last year's team, Brad. Hernando, very young team, We're seeing a lot of sophomores, a lot of injuries on both sides of the ball, but the Tigers have shown plenty of fight tonight. I look forward to seeing some of that. That defensive line and offensive line for the Tigers have really, really impressed me. They've done well. They've gotten a lot of pressure. But again, on a couple of plays, they're one step behind, and probably they'll win 5 or 6 plays in a row, and it's just that one play that'll beat them that goes for a touchdown.
Yeah, Heath, you're right. It's they've done a good job. Tigers have done a good job, as you said. Line of scrimmage, games won in the trenches, as you said, and really been impressed with both the defensive line and the offensive line tonight. Offensive line has opened up some holes, and defensive line has done a decent job of containing the run. And one thing Coach McCann alluded to in our pregame discussion was to contain, and I think the defense did a pretty good job of that. A couple of long plays early in the game, but in the second quarter especially, the Tigers really rebounded and kind of found a rhythm on offense and found some things that started working on defense. And it was really, a better second quarter. And let's see if we can take a step forward and have an even better third quarter and a fourth quarter. And as I said earlier, build on that. A lot of football left to be played in both this game and the season, and a lot of positives to be gleaned from this second half of action here tonight.
Yeah, the Tigers have won a lot of plays on both sides of the ball. Like I said, it's just those scoring plays where they find themselves a step or two behind. But Tigers have actually done pretty well, done well passing the ball. Made some completions. There's some there that should have been made, and the elements have kind of played in that factor. But Brad, as you mentioned, right when we signed right back on, teachable moment right now. Coach McCann has the next man up philosophy. Doesn't matter if you're a senior or a sophomore. Doesn't matter if you're a starter or second string. Next man up. Get in there. Do your job. Make big things happen. And I think that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, I think so, Heath. Again, we'll find out kind of what the Tigers are made of, and I expect to see a positive response from the team here tonight. Heath, you alluded to being just a step behind. I'll tell you, there's going to be a lot of junior college teams that are a step behind this Tupelo team in terms of speed. I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen a high school team this fast, even in these elements. I mean, you put these guys on a dry field, and of course they've got that fancy blue turf down there, Smurf turf down in Tupelo, a la Boise State, who kind of was the first person. The first college to make that shaded turf a thing. But you put these guys on a dry field or dry turf, and I'd just be impressed to see what they were able to do. But they're fast enough here on a soggy slog fest here at Anthony Jenkins Field in Hernando. Looks like the rain's still coming down. Heath, you and I had an opportunity to step out of the press box at halftime, but still misty out there. Light rain falling, more of a nuisance at this point, but temperatures are dropping. I tell you, it's chilly out there. We go from having to have heat timeouts 3 weeks ago now to I see a lot of hoodies and sweatshirts underneath raincoats down in the fans. Shout out to the fans who are here tonight. We're glad you at home are joining along with us, but shout out to the fans in the stands. Both Tupelo and Hernando fans have turned out tonight given the conditions and are sticking around. So credit to those folks as well.
Tupelo bringing some charter buses, having some fans on it. So I believe I've counted a total of 4 charter buses. I see 3 now, but impressed with that. Hey, before we get back to second half action, we want to thank some of our wonderful sponsors and members of our community tonight. We want to thank Hernando Dental Group. And with that, Brad, hey, you're looking for a smile that can light up a room? Welcome to Hernando Dental Group, where your comfort and care come first. Whether it's a routine checkup or a sparkling cleaning, a complete smile makeover, our expert team is here to keep you smiling with confidence. So why wait? Call Hernando Dental Group today, 662-429-6736, or visit HernandoDentalGroup.com. And we want to thank Miss Cheryl over at Lenny's Grills and Subs. Was in there, saw her on Sunday after church. Miss Cheryl's there providing a wonderful service for everyone here in town. Miss Cheryl has been serving the community for a long time. So go by and see Miss Cheryl at Lenny's Grills and Subs. And we want to also thank Shelter Insurance. Do you have home, cars, RV, or motorcycle? Shelter Insurance, they believe in protecting what matters most. Your family, your home, your future. You're not just getting an insurance agent, you're getting a neighbor who understands your needs. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, Shelter Insurance is here to make sure you're covered. Their goal is simple: help find you the right coverage at the right price. Call Brandon Vandenberg at 662-429-5755 or Randy Wallman at 662-429-0086. Shelter Insurance, proud sponsor of Hernando High School Athletics. Well, Brad, Tupelo's taking the field. They're ready to get things going and return to Lee County. And that 93-mile drive, it's going to be a slick one for them back home tonight, thanks to Hurricane Francine.
Well, actually, Heath, it's not doing a whole lot of raining much south of where we are. I took a look at the radar at halftime. It just the way the center of former Hurricane Francine is sitting over in the northeastern Arkansas, kind of between here, Memphis and Little Rock, and just keeps spinning. It's not doing a whole lot of raining south of DeSoto County, but it has been a steady, constant not downpour, but a steady rain here tonight at Anthony Jenkins Field. But yeah, Heath, that 93-mile drive down to Tupelo, not what it used to be. If you remember back before they completed I-22, Highway 78, we have an onside kick here.
And they're saying that Tupelo did come up with it. That ball came loose twice there at the end and just out of reach, arm's reach of the Tigers of recovering that. Great call right there by Coach McCann. Trying to make something happen for his young team. Get things going. That shows me right there, Brad. They still got plenty of fight. They're not giving up, and they're going to come at you all night tonight.
Yeah, Heath, you're absolutely right. And again, in the weather conditions, I love that call there because you put the ball on the turf. First of all, on a dry field, that funny shaped ball can bounce any which old way.
Yeah.
So that's what makes the onside kick so effective sometimes. But you put a wet field underneath it, and weird things can happen, and almost did there for the Tigers.
Crazy snap right there. And the elements are now coming into play for Tupelo. We saw it all first half for the Tigers. So maybe it's a tale of two halves, Brad.
Yeah, it could be, Heath. Looks like got a new quarterback in for the Golden Wave there. Looks like number 17, Oliver Burton, 5'11", 185 junior, has come into the game, relieving Noah Gillen, number 5, starting quarterback. So we'll see if he's able to manage the offense and manage the elements as well as the starter did tonight.
And there's a flag right there. I believe this one will be coming back. They are starting to walk back.
Yeah,
is the call.
Holding is the call, and we're going to have an unsportsmanlike penalty after the play. Tupelo players popped up after that and had a little something extra to say, and the referee was right on top of it. So we're going to have a 10-yard holding penalty, and we're going to tack 15-yard unsportsmanlike on top of that. So,
Brad, Lou Holtz used to say it all the time that usually the guys that get the unsportsmanlike conduct calls or the special team players are the guys who don't get to play much. They just get so much energy, it's all built up, and they just unleash way too much when they get on the field, and that's usually what bites you. And I think we might have saw that there from Tupelo. I think they're starting to play some subs, and you've seen a guy that hadn't really had much action all year, and he wanted to show his machismo there and how tough he really was. And I'm sure Coach will pull him over the side and explain to him that's not what starters do. That's what smart football players do. And if you're going to play on this team, you better cut that out.
Yeah, Heath, I think your observation, we've got some younger players in. It looks like on both sides of the ball here.
A lot of clean uniforms.
Yeah, a lot of clean, soggy uniforms, but definitely clean uniforms on both sides of the ball right now. Hernando defense and Tupelo offense there.
Still a lot of hard hitting going on out there. Yeah, watch how low the D-line gets with the Tigers. They are getting low, and they're getting penetration in the backfield. And sometimes when they saw these matchups, they have to get low because the guy across from them on the other side of the ball is 8, 9, 10 inches taller than our guys.
Yeah, it's nice to see number 4 Noah Elam get in there and really get after it. He kind of had the first shot at the running back, forced the running back back inside where I believe number 32 Cooper Langford cleaned up on the play. Going to bring up a third and about 30 yards here for Tupelo. And great job there defensively in the backfield for the Tigers, tripping up the running back and that's going to bring up a 4th and long. So a decent opportunity here. If you get a nice return on this punt, you're probably going to get the ball at worst midfield and see what you can do here. You know, Heath, you talk about putting young guys in a game like this in the second half. That really is all Hernando has, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So there have been young guys out there all night for the Tigers.
Block. The punt is blocked. It's picked up in the end zone, and the Tigers are on the scoreboard, Brad.
Number 22, Joseph Newberry, was on the block of the punt there. Got into the backfield. Couldn't tell which Tiger fell on it in the end zone.
15 for the Tigers.
15, Heath Hammett on the recovery in the end zone, but the block by number 22, Joseph Newberry, that's good for a Tiger touchdown.
And there you go. So the young guys, as we mentioned just a few minutes ago, Brad, with the onside kick, Coach McCann is sending the message that we're going to fight. We're going to fight all night tonight. And look at this Tiger team. They're fired up. They're coming at it. The young guys are getting some success. And you mentioned, Brad, it's basically all Hernando's mostly got his young guys.
Yeah, that was really a great play there. It was a clean block. Got through the line unblocked. Nice block of the kick, and then a nice recovery by the Tigers in the end zone for the touchdown. We've got a mishandled snap here. And extra point attempt is going to be no good, but Tigers are on the board here. He, just like we predicted, came out in the second half, and they're not going to roll over. They're going to keep playing. They're going to keep fighting. Going to make positive things happen. And good to see the punt block. Special teams always can be a big contributor in high school football, and it was great to see, again, number 22, Joseph Newberry with the block punt, number 15, Heath Hammett on the touchdown recovery.
Brad, Tupelo has played 3 games this year. Tonight's the 3rd game. And so, I mean, we just started the second half. Tupelo has scored 67 points in 2.5 games so far. Just very impressed with what Tupelo has been able to do. But our young Tigers, they haven't backed down once. And that shows several things there. That shows great coaching. That shows the attitude of this team. That shows the heart of this program and where it's going. And these young Tigers are going to fight all night tonight.
Well, Heath, your poetry, a little bit of poetry there, a little passionate poetry.
That's on my Club Mix album when I'm drop.
Absolutely. But yeah, as you said, Heath, that is only the 20th point scored against Tupelo in the third quarter here so far this season. They'd held their previous opponents to only 2 scores, so Hernando gets on the board here. 5 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here with a running clock. We just noticed that the clock is running, so they're going to try to wrap up this game and get both the fans and the coaching staff and the players out of the elements here as soon as they can. But you still want to try to execute and make the best of the time that you got here.
And looks like we're trying another onside kick. But, hey, props to Heath Hammett there, recovering the loose ball in the end zone. Tigers showing, like I said, fight. They're showing fight right there. And I think they're just going to go out here and have fun tonight, Brad. I think we're going to see a lot of fun football here in the second half. And we're going to get to call some names that we may not have called so far this season.
Yeah, Heath, again, as you said, a lot of clean uniforms out there for both the Tigers and the Golden Wave. Again, running clock here in the third quarter, just over 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter of action. Looks like number 17 is back out there for Tupelo at quarterback, Oliver Burton.
A lot of energy right now on that ball field, Brad. A lot of energy.
A lot of young guys maybe seeing some of their first action of
their high school career.
Certainly of the game, possibly of the season, and possibly, Heath, as you said, of their career. 3-yard gain there, 2nd and 7 for Tupelo, just inside their own 45-yard line.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, talked to a couple of folks that are in the recruiting world, reporters, and follow recruiting and keep up with recruiting, report on recruiting. Rank recruits, all of that. They were mentioning that they think there might be close to a dozen guys in this Tupelo team that could be playing Division I college football. So some of these guys that you're seeing right now could be playing here at a college here in 3-4 years. And, so keep your eyes out and ears open for some of these guys. And who knows, Brad, we might have an NFL star too. There, we've called several guys over the years that made it to the NFL. Bernard McKinney, one of those guys that I'm thinking of.
23, Mikhail Calvert on the carry.
Absolutely, Heath. Good job here by the Hernando defense. Going to force Tupelo into a 4th down and 4 or 5. Looks like they're going to force force Tupelo to punt here, and going to have an opportunity to put a second score on the board here.
So 2 3 and outs by the Tigers to start the second half. Hernando's had some NFL talent themselves. Kevin Dockery, he had that nice pick 6 on Monday Night Football several years ago. He had a Super Bowl ring with the Giants. And, of course, Delwan Robinson. Delwan's still in the area.
I believe Delwan is an official, is he not?
He is. Talked to him last weekend. Officiated my son's game.
Yep. Good to see Delwan still a part of the game locally here in DeSoto County.
So the ball will stop right there. Operation Offense now taking the field. And Brad, once again, as we mentioned, clean numerals. We're seeing some new guys out there. Some of the guys we've seen tonight. But we're having a little mix and match of players, and we're getting going. Cheerleaders are still here cheering hard. I see the dance team. They're still going at it. They got their ponchos on. Everyone's having fun tonight.
Says the guy sitting in the warm, dry press box, right?
Guarantee it, brother. Well, we got twins to the left. 1 man in the backfield. Shotgun formation for the Tigers. They're going to work the middle of the field. Offensive line had a nice push there.
Good to see Saxton Douglas again out there. Heath, we talked about him being a game-time decision. He did not get the start tonight. He came in shortly after the start of the game, and he's been in on had several carries tonight. So good to see him in the backfield there again after being a little bit dinged up this week.
Pick up 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 for the Tigers. Again, they're going to work that swing pass. Oh, that's a horse collar tackle if I've ever seen one, Brad.
Yeah, Heath, my view of it a little bit blocked here by the press box window, but want to give a big shout out there to number 8 for the Tigers. That's Cooper Campbell out on the side. Great block there as number 10 Garrett Liston caught the ball out of the spread formation there. Great block again, Heath. Didn't see the missed horse collar tackle, but they're going to let him play on. Puts Tigers in about a 3rd and 6 or 7 yard situation here.
And officials are stopping play and talking to there's a player on the sideline. It looks like maybe a player or an assistant. But I believe Coach McCann has handled that situation and has told them to move along. Coach McCann runs a tight ship, and he took care of that, nipped it in the bud. Problem is solved, and we're ready to play some more football. I agree that there should have been a flag on the horse collar. And now I think we finally got that call.
No, I think it's the end of the quarter, Heath. Again, with the running clock there, kind of slips up on you quick. But that's the end of the 3rd quarter of action here tonight. Anthony Jenkins Field, Tiger Stadium in Hernando. Tupelo 35, Hernando 6. Pretty decent 3rd quarter, short 3rd quarter with the running clock there. But again, just exactly like we talked about at halftime, Heath. We expected the Tigers to come out and fight, and they have done just that. Managed to get a touchdown off of a nice blocked punt again by number 22, Joseph Newberry, recovered in the end zone by number 15, Heath Hammett. And just exactly like we thought was going to happen. The Tigers are not gonna give up. They're going to keep fighting, and not done yet. Still time left in this game to make some positive things happen, and build on that as we welcome the Indians of Byhalia next week here to Hernando.
Tupelo fans have stayed steady. They're going to ride this one out in its entirety, but their charter bus probably won't leave until after the game anyway. So,
well, I hope they got a change of clothes anyway, because after sitting out in this rain tonight, even with a poncho or a rain suit, they're going to need it. Umbrella's still up. Still a steady drizzle here at the stadium.
Pass falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd down, or Correction, fourth down.
Yeah, still see number 17, Brandon Overstreet out, and looks like we've got a Tiger player down on the turf. Slow to get to his feet, and looks like he's clutching his left shoulder there. Can't get a number just yet, but looks like we're going to have a stoppage in play here. See if we can get a number. That's for the Tigers. That's number 25, Reed Gapin out there, who's a little shaken up. Again, clutching his left shoulder, but he's going to stay in the game and keep playing. Like to see that. Tigers in punt formation, going to punt the ball away here back to Tupelo.
Kicks away, nice kick. Takes a Hernando bounce, and the water slows it very quickly.
We do have a flag on the play. Not sure what that's going to be. It was a 36-yard punt by Will Usselton. Penalty is going to be against the Tigers. So we'll see what Coach Ty Harden elects to do here with the penalty. Looks like a hold on the Tiger punting team. White Hat is discussing. Well, Heath, I'm not sure that gave the illegal participation signal there. I believe that's what that was, so I'm not sure. I thought it was going to be a hold, but it looked like it was an illegal participation signal. And we've got another Tiger down on the turf. Looks like one of his fellow teammates is stretching out. I think we've just got a cramp on the field.
Clock is still running through this injury timeout. They've marked off the penalty. It'll be placed at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Golden Wave. Brad, we were mentioning before the game, Tupelo fans, if you haven't seen their logo, it's a ripoff of the old Tulane Green Wave logo. And Tupelo calls themselves them blankets, because it looks like a blanket.
Yeah, Heath, you're right. That is the Tupelo. They call that the Angry Wave logo, and it's very old school, but it's also new school. Everything old is new again in college sports, it seems like. Everybody loves those classic logos, those throwback looks. Tulane really embraced it. I got to tell you, Heath, for my money, Tulane has one of the best color combinations. I think they call it Lakeside Blue and olive green. That blue and green together really is just a sharp uniform color. You wouldn't think that the two colors would complement each other well on a football uniform. But when Tulane wears those lake blue jerseys with the lake blue, I believe our friends down in Oxford call that powder blue. But when they wear that uniform combo, it looks as good as any, in my opinion. Again, certainly not a fan of Tulane, but good observation there that Tupelo has ripped off the Angry Wave, and it does look like a blanket. But props to Tupelo for embracing that and having a hashtag, kind of an alternate logo, alternate mascot there, a la the Plainsmen and the Tigers over in Auburn.
Defensive line gets pushed in the backfield.
That's a good job there by number 15, Heath Hammond again. Held Tupelo running back to a 1-yard gain. And players starting to get dinged up here. We've got a Tupelo, looks like an offensive lineman for Tupelo down on the field here. You really hope this is not a result of the turf out there, but injuries are starting to mount. We do have the running clock here, so hopefully we can get this game in and no further injuries, no major injuries to speak of, but certainly seem to be piling up here in the late third quarter, early fourth.
Yeah. You mentioned Heath Hammond earlier. His brother last year, senior that graduated. Heath's now his time to shine. His day's coming up. Made a nice little stop there in the backfield. Very athletic play. And we saw him recover the loose ball in the end zone for a touchdown. So he might be rubbing that in older brother's face.
Yeah, and for Tupelo, that's number 65 up, hobbling off the field, but on under his own power. That's Tyler Smith, 5'11", 287-pound sophomore lineman. Good to see him. Taking a look ahead, Heath, here at the schedule upcoming for the Tigers. Again, the Tigers at home next Friday night, September 20th against Byhalia. And then the following Friday night, back home again as we welcome the Mustangs at Center Hill from across the county to Hernando. And then October the 4th, we go on the road over to the Berg and take on the Patriots of Lewisburg on October the 4th. Again, it's a quick look ahead at the schedule.
Loose ball in the backfield. Tupelo having problems with that snap here in the second half. Whether it be on punts or shotgun formation, we've seen a couple of snaps go awry. So bring it third to pitching wedge, Brad.
Brings up third down.
Is that a 60-degree or a 54-degree?
Is it my swing or your swing?
Well, that's a fine point, sir. That is a fine point.
Now, Brad, I know you play a lot of golf. I know you're a regular out there at Southwind a good bit of the time. When's the last time you played Southwind?
I played a couple of weeks ago, shortly after the FedEx St. Jude Classic was played out there. I have a friend of mine who invites me to play and tag along out there, and have a good fortune to play out there. I tell you what, Heath, that is a tough golf course when the rough has grown up like it is for the FedEx Cup opening event of the FedEx Cup. I tell you, if you are a yard off the fairway, you are dead. There is no doubt about it. The golf ball is sitting 6 inches below that Bermuda rough that they have out there, the wispy stuff. The ball just sits down, and you really have to step on it if you hit it outside of the short stuff. But a great course out there, and really, really fortunate. It's a great thing for the Memphis area to have that, and shout out to FedEx, of course, for their continued support of that tournament. Really glad to see the field that tournament is now getting after years of kind of languishing in terms of the quality of talent that they got to play that tournament. So really a good break that they're now part of the FedEx Cup.
I believe they had a flyover, didn't they?
Oh yeah, no, FedEx is not going to miss an opportunity to trot out one of their shiny purple tails. There you go, Heath. And yeah, no, 767 made several passes over the facility out there. Got a little good coverage on the CBS broadcast, but again, FedEx not going to pass up an opportunity to trot one of those big airplanes out and really bring it low. It's an awesome sight to see if you've never been in a stadium or an event where you have one of those. Just to see something that big be that nimble and that agile, the way they bring that thing in and then kind of accelerate and climb out is really a sight to see.
Well, Brad, the Tiger defense has made 3 3-and-outs to start the second half, and they get the ball back after that third and last 3-and-out, and they're starting to show some success here on the ground. So, again, lots of fight left in these Tigers. Very impressed with the effort and the attitude that, hey, those are the only two things you control in this field and in life is your effort and attitude. And the Tigers are showing it right here.
Yeah, great run there by Saxton Douglas. Kind of started up the middle, wasn't there, bounced it out to the outside around the right side, able to find some room. Approaching midfield just inside their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Trouble with the snap. Got a little slick back there. I'll bring up 2nd down. You know, Brad, you were mentioning the flyovers. One of the things that I thoroughly enjoy now is when they parachute the ball into the stadium, but they have the camera on the helmet, and you can see it on the Jumbotron, what he's seeing. So you see him in the plane, and you'll see him jump out, and you'll see him free fall, and coming into the stadium, and I absolutely love seeing that, especially at night games where they put the flares on their feet and the golden sparkles through the sky, and the helmet cam played on the Jumbotron. Technology, we love it till we don't, right?
Yeah, Heath, I've always been scared to watch that happen. It always makes me nervous. I'm ready for those guys to get down on the ground and land safely and move on with football. I know it makes for a great spectacle, but it's one thing to have a plane fly over low. It's another thing entirely to have a human being jump out of an airplane 10, 12,000 feet or however high they are. I don't really know, but it's another thing entirely for that to happen. But those guys are experts at it. They love doing it, and it can be a spectacle. I want to make a quick note here. Number 11, Joe Akins, has taken over at quarterback for the Tigers. So good to see. Looks like Brandon Overstreet's night is done. Get Joe some reps out there. Again, you cannot duplicate game reps in practice. And as you have alluded to tonight, Steve McCann has a next man up. So if something happens with Brandon Overstreet, you got to have somebody who can step right in and take over. So good to see Joe get some playing time tonight.
Cooper Langford getting more action. We've called Cooper's name quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, Cooper's had an active night. He's had a good game. Just over 3.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Again, we do have a running clock. 35-6 is the score. Tupelo over your Hernando Tigers.
You know, when I was talking to Coach McCann earlier today, I asked him about one situation about tonight's game. And I said, with the weather, what do you think the biggest disadvantage is for you? And he said the biggest disadvantage is not necessarily the weather. It's that this is a very senior-laden team that's not only played a lot of snaps, they've played a lot of snaps in the postseason, they've played a lot of snaps in bad weather. They have the experience. And you talked about the older team because that's the only thing that we can't do anything about is that their experience. And he said a lot of guys have had a lot of starts and a lot of snaps. So,
well, and they tend to play late in the year. And, of course, you know, in Mississippi, November is kind of a gray, rainy, overcast month. And as you alluded to, those guys have played in the postseason a good bit, and they've played in these conditions probably more so than most teams. Certainly look well prepared for it. But, again, Tigers here late in the game. A bunch of young guys out there, but they're moving the football. Nice play there. Brings up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, Tigers they were without 5 starters tonight, but they said practice was good effort all week. Practice with a wet ball. Said the attitudes were great, and we're seeing that right now late in the game.
Yeah, Tigers still fighting, still playing hard. That's what you like to see. And again, just some guys that we've not seen a whole lot of, but getting some action here tonight. That was number 23, Terrence Walton, on the carry. He's played tonight, but good to see him getting some carries in the backfield.
Coach said that no side of the ball stunk it up. No player stunk it up this week in practice. He said everything. That was his words. No one stunk it up. And he said it was a really great week. He said Kyle Weathers had a great week of practice. So did Noah Mashburn and Lipe. He mentioned Lipe at linebacker and talked about what a great week they had preparing. But right now, Tigers have gotten a couple of first downs, keeping this drive alive, and they're running the ball hard. Blocking up front hard, running hard. Nice little move there, little wiggle, working his way. Again, fighting for every inch and yard in this game. The Tigers are doing lots of great things late.
Yeah, that was number 16, Adrian Mears, there on the reception for number 11, Joe Akins. Good to call his name. Nice job there. Picks up 3 or 4 on the catch. Under a minute to play here in tonight's game. Again, we do have a running clock here in the second half.
That'll bring up a 3rd down situation, Brad. And you're starting to see some of the Tigers head for the exits.
Yeah, fans have been great tonight. I tell you, as bad as the weather has been out there, shout out to those folks who are here in the stadium with us. Once again, glad to have you along here on the broadcast, but shout out to the folks here in the stadium. They've been troopers, and you know, they've weathered the elements just like the players have.
Nice little move there, run to green grass, lowers his shoulder, trying to make something happen. Hits a wall.
Yeah, that was a big hit there on Joe Akins. Number 37, Trey McCoy at the star linebacker position, 5'11", 175 sophomore for Tupelo with the big hit there. And that's going to be the last play of the game tonight.
Well, something that Coach said, and I think it's a great thing to end on here. He said this is a young group, and he said when the dust settles tonight, next season, the season after, he goes, they'll be standing tall. And he looks forward to going to battle with them. He said he'd go to battle with them anytime, anywhere, over any situation. He says this young sophomore group fights really hard. He's got great senior leadership. He's got very talented seniors. He's proud of this team. Tonight, the scoreboard doesn't necessarily reflect it, but he did say this: play with effort and make everyone proud. And Brad, in the second half, we absolutely saw that. They had every chance to fold up and mail it in and just quit, and they didn't. They showed fight to the very last play. And with that, these young Tigers learned a hard lesson tonight against a team that might win the state championship. But they showed effort, they showed fight, And you got to be proud of that.
Yeah, definitely things to look favorably on tonight when they go. But coaches go back and watch film tomorrow and later in the weekend and early next week. They're going to see some things that they like. I mean, obviously this was an outstanding football team in Tupelo. As you said, number 3 team in the state. And they showed it tonight. They're going to be right there in the conversation come the end of the season. And, but I love the fight, as you said. Could have taken it in at halftime and metaphorically not come back out on the field mentally. But they did, showed great fight and great poise. And, again, lots to build on in tonight's game. And I look forward to watching them continue to build on it as Byhalia comes to town next week here to Hernando Anthony Jenkins Field at Tiger Stadium for a 7 o'clock kickoff.
Well, the Tigers find themselves on the wrong side of the win column here tonight. They'll try to get things going in the right direction and put one in the W column next week when the Indians come to town. And good Lord willing, me and you will be here, Brad, bringing you all the action. And, Brad, I can honestly say this. This team is getting better and better and better. Scoreboard may not have showed it. The stat line may not show it in all areas, but this team is improving, and I'm very impressed. Brad, any final thoughts tonight?
Yeah, Heath. Again, you get into district play later in the year. That's what really matters. These pre-district play games are just building towards that because the district games are what gets you into the playoffs. And so still plenty of football left to be played, lots to learn from tonight. And I know Coach Steve McCann and his coaching staff will go back, watch film. They will come out of this with a game plan for next week. And I look for big things when the Indians of Byhalia come to town.
Well, with that being said, we want everyone to have a very safe and dry weekend. Hurricane Francine is leaving the area, and we want you guys to have a wonderful weekend and enjoy your week next week. And Brad and I will be here to bring you all the fun and action as our friends from Marshall County come over and visit us. And Brad, I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. I hope everyone at home watching enjoys himself. And with that, for Brad Bush, I'm Heath Hopkins. You're watching Hernando Tiger Sports Network. We'll see you again next week for Tiger Football 2024. Good night, everybody.
Do you have a home, cars, RV, or motorcycle? At Shelter Insurance, they believe in protecting what matters most: your family, your home, your future. You're not just getting an insurance agent. You're getting a neighbor who understands your needs. Whether it is auto, home, or life insurance, Shelter Insurance is here to make sure you're covered. Their simple goal: to help you find the right coverage at the right price. Call Brandon Vandenberg at 662-429-5755 or Randy Wildman at 662-429-0860. Shelter Insurance, a proud sponsor of Hernando High School Athletics.
We'd like to thank Lenny's Grill and Subs. Hungry? Then it's time to satisfy that craving at Lenny's Grills and Subs, where every bite is packed with fresh ingredients and bold flavors. Our bread is baked fresh daily, ensuring that every sandwich is delicious as the last. So why would you settle for the ordinary when you can have the extraordinary? Visit Lenny's Subs here in Hernando, where fresh meets flavor. Taste the difference. Looking for a smile that lights up a room? Welcome to Hernando Dental Group, where your comfort and care come first. Whether it's routine checkup or a sparkling cleaning or a complete smile makeover, our expert team is here to help keep you smiling with confidence. So why wait? Call Hernando Dental Group today, 662-429-6736, or visit HernandoDentalGroup.com. Well, we want to thank our scoreboard sponsor this season. We want to thank Mr. Darnell, Dean Darnell of Sonic. They go the extra mile for Hernando Athletics. Stop by for a cold summer treat or a fall treat, John. Dean Darnell, our friends at Sonic, America's Drive-In. And our starting lineup sponsor was Wade Incorporated. Visit Wade Incorporated for all your lawn, farm, and equipment needs. Once again, Wade Incorporated are starting lineup sponsors. Hey, instant replays this season brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Domino's will be sponsoring the Instant Replay all season long. They're the exclusive pizza provider for the Tigers at the concession stands during the games. Call Domino's tonight or stop by the concession stand for a slice of pizza.
Are you in need of a reliable source for agricultural supplies? Rely on Tri-County Farm Services. In business since 1992, our locally owned business provides the supplies you need along with the friendly, attentive customer service you deserve. Whether you need various seeds or types of fertilizer, we can help you out. You can also count on us for the animal feed you need to keep your livestock fit and healthy. Equine supplies are also available. If you are a hunter, we can meet your needs as well. Visit us today.